1947. The night of partition descends like a storm across the subcontinent. Millions begin a desperate journey. Families walking for miles along dusty roads. Villages burning behind them. Children crying in the smoky night. Refugee trains arrive packed beyond imagination. Faces pressed against windows. Fear reflecting in tired eyes. Soldiers guarding platforms as chaos grows. From the sky, the land looks like a river of humanity. Thousands moving with torches. Dust storms rising with the glow of fire. An old man clutches the Indian flag, tears falling as the world he knew disappears into flames. This is not just migration. This is the birth of two nations and the beginning of a conflict that will change history. In the northwest frontier, another storm rises. On the 22nd of October, 1947, thousands of Pashtun tribal fighters pour through the mountain passes toward Kashmir. Rugged, armed, unstoppable. They move through the valleys shouting war cries, their horses and trucks shaking the earth. Muzaffarabad falls first. Smoke rises over the town as terrified civilians flee. The tribal Lashkar pushes forward through forests, ridges, and narrow passes, advancing toward Baramulla. Only miles away from the heart of the valley, Kashmir's defenses collapse. The invaders are too close. As Srinagar stands on the edge of capture, a desperate decision is made. Kashmir signs the Instrument of Accession, and India prepares a response that will alter the war. At dawn on 27 October 1947, Dakota DC-3 aircraft roar from Safdarjung Airport, their propellers blasting dust into the air as Sikh soldiers board with rifles in hand. The planes land on the rough Srinagar airstrip, a runway that must be held at any cost. Inside the aircraft, tension is heavy, faces calm but determined. When the doors open, cold mountain air hits the troops, and the battle for Kashmir officially begins. Indian soldiers dig in, set up positions, and guard the airfield with everything they have. The first stand has begun. Indian infantry pushes forward through the narrow streets of Baramulla. They fight house to house, taking cover behind broken walls as tribal fighters fire from rooftops. Smoke rises over the town, turning the sky dark and heavy. The soldiers move on, exhausted but unbroken, charging uphill toward Uri as bullets strike the rocks around them. Snipers lurk in the shadows. Machine guns echo between the hills. Yet step by step, the Indian army advances, driving the invaders back toward the border. Meanwhile, the town of Poonch is cut off, surrounded, starving, and under fire. To save the civilians trapped inside, DC-3 aircraft fly dangerously low between mountains, dropping supplies under enemy fire. Inside the trenches, families hide and pray as smoke fills the valley. Engineers repair runways under shelling, their courage holding the town together. At night, machine guns light up the darkness as soldiers defend the perimeter. On treacherous mountain roads, convoys try again and again to break through snow, landslides, and enemy positions. Poonch refuses to fall. Then comes one of the most daring operations in military history. That's Zojila, 11,500 feet above sea level. Indian forces attempt the impossible, bringing tanks into a place even mules struggle to reach. Sherman tanks crawl across icy cliffs, guided by soldiers pulling ropes in freezing winds. Parts are dismantled and reassembled on the slopes, metal shining in the snow. When the assault begins, the tanks burst burst through enemy positions, snow exploding with every shell fired. The valley shakes with thunder as the Indian armored units break the siege and retake the pass. Victory at the top of the world. By the end of 1948, both armies are exhausted, fighting in snow, blood, and silence. Outpost faces outpost ridgelines as winter buries the trenches in white. UN observers arrive, their notes carried by the cold mountain wind. A ceasefire is declared on 1 January 1949. A line is drawn across the mountains, the line that will one day be called the line of control. As the sun sets over Kashmir, soldiers stare across the valley, silent, cautious, and uncertain about the future. The war ends, but the conflict does not.